Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling them uncoachable every single night. AJ in the tray, got me in my fields. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I'll be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Crable and Rossini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so you know he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info, moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? My bad. I forgot this thing was up there. Hold on. There we go. What's good, y'all? What's good? Got an open night tonight. I wasn't even sure I was gonna go ahead and stream tonight, but good shot. Sitting here watching the WNBA game, Chicago and Toronto. Can't leave that on for too long. But yeah, I was all over the place, man. I was working on some new graphics. Wanted to watch the game. Got to give my reactions tonight. It's watching this game, and there's another game late tonight. Matter of fact, the game I want to see starts now. I got to see what channel it's on. I think it's on USA, I believe. But I'm gonna finish watching this, then I'll switch to the other game. We got OTA stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff going on right now. It's all good though. But what's good with you, man? What's happening in them internet streets tonight? What's up, Carlos? What's up, Daniel Berry? What's up, Chris? What's up, Panda? What you say? The more I hear these guys talk, more confident I am in this offense. I believe we're gonna have a man. We still got to wait and see. But I am very. I have a very positive feeling that that Sean Mannion is confident. Let me say it like that. I am confident in Sean Mannion's ability to call a efficient offense and get the best out of this lineup. Now we still got some things to see. We still got a ways to go. I really don't put much into what I see in OTAs. You just got a lot of guys getting together. And everything gets overblown, everything gets oversaturated, everybody's overzealous on everything that they see. And it's like, just, pump your brakes a little bit. All I want to see is, are we going to see some of the rookies make some good plays? Are we going to see Mekhi Lemon make a good catch across the middle? But, we got to remember what it is. They're looking at each other every day. There's not the element of surprise is not there because you're in close proximity. You know what I'm saying? So we got to take it not with a grain of salt, but just I like to call it reserved enthusiasm. You know what I'm saying? Silent enthusiasm. So it's coming, but it looks good. First impressions last, and I think Sean Mannion's made a good first impression in what we see. So, it's all good. It's all good. So, there's some good things to go. There's some good things. Rick Woolen, they've been talking about him. And it's always nice to have somebody in the camp that you wasn't expecting. You know what I mean? I remember the signing, and I could be the only one, but I was like, okay, that's good. You got another a veteran presence in there that somebody can come in and play right away. But clearly, Vic Fangio really likes this guy. So we'll see what's going to happen. But, Howie don't make no mistakes. we know these guys can play, and now they're gonna get the opportunity to play. And that's even better. Again, somebody that we're not thinking of that's going to be opposite of Quinyon, and then you still got Coop down there. So it's we are in a good spot. And now, mind you, that ain't the issue for us, right? Our defense was solid. So defense was not what we were worried about. What we were worried about is everything on the offense. So the fact that our defense got even better, even with our losses, we're going to be okay. Y'all know I was in my feelings for N'Kobe, but knew that was going to come. I knew that was going to come. Make your money, man. But Jahad Campbell's going to get an opportunity to shine. And we want to see it. We want to. Jahad Campbell's not a young fella no more. So it's time to take it up to the next level and see what they can do. And I like how we're looking so far. So far. Not getting too hyped up because we haven't really seen anything. Nothing. I refuse to go overboard with basically, they made a good catch and so what? You know what I mean? It's 7-on-7, a little bit of team drills. You seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. So all you want to see is the young people get in there and get acclimated. What you want to see is you want to see your new players look like they belong. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. The biggest thing for when you're going into OTAs and rookie camp and even when you finally get into training camp, what you want to see from young players is you want to see how quickly they pick up the offense. Now, they're kind of in a good situation because everybody's learning the offense. So everybody is kind of starting in the same place. And now and I like to use this example, Reed Blankenship. One of the reasons Reed Blankenship made the Eagles as a freshman and ended up starting as a freshman, as a rookie, was because he picked up the defense so quick. He was back there being a quarterback in the secondary as a rookie not because he was the fastest guy back there and all of that kind of stuff. It was because he knew where he was supposed to be. And he was a smart player and he could direct traffic even as a rookie. Doesn't matter if you got experience, if you can understand the playbook and understand where everybody is supposed to be on the field, that makes you that much more valuable. And the one thing I say, and this goes across the board, doesn't matter if you're a rookie, doesn't matter if you're a veteran. If you are out there on the field and you just know what you need to do. And you can tell when somebody is not, you're in the wrong spot. You move over. You can move it. You can direct traffic because you know everything. You are that much more valuable and you don't have to think. So that means you're moving on the field at game speed because you know where you're supposed to be. You don't have to be the fastest guy. You just need to know where you're supposed to be so you can disrupt passing lanes and you could be somewhere where the quarterback didn't expect you to be. All of that type of stuff comes into play. So that's what you want to see, how fast these young guys are picking things up. So we'll see what it is by the time August rolls around. And they got plenty of time to pick it up. And they got plenty of time. The defense is going to be at an advantage because they still got Vic Fangio, whereas the offense is learning everything new. So it's going to be, I'm expecting this camp to be defensive minded, or at least like defense is taking control. You know what I mean? Because again, they not changing anything. Vic Fangio ain't going nowhere. So they already know, they already got everybody on defense that can direct traffic on defense because it's the same defense. The offense is one that's got with the learning curve. So, yeah, we doing all right. We doing all right. All I got to do, just keep at it, keep moving. You're going to see some of these young fellas. You're going to see Mekhi Lemon make a couple catches, make a couple plays, and all of the new guys. And that's what you want to see. But we're really not going to see anything till camp starts, till we have a couple practices, till we get our first joint practice. Because let's be real, that's where it is right now. Joint practices is where because they don't play a lot of preseason games anymore. It's all about going up against somebody in a different color jersey. That's what it's about. So Jordan Davis on the new offense. A lot of things during are the things that gave us trouble last year. Absolutely. We'll be fine, man. We'll be fine. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, they not young fellas no more. They are young veterans. And I'm expecting them to play as such. Jordan Davis, he is solid. He understands his role. I think Jalen Carter understands his role. So I think they're in good shape, man. I think they're in good shape. If AJ is traded to New England, we better kick their ass in practice. We'll see. Let me be honest with you. It would not surprise me one bit if AJ doesn't practice that joint venture. It would not surprise me in the least bit if something happened just to be safe or something goofy like that. That would not surprise me. But if and when AJ gets traded to New England, and when we have that joint practice, I believe it's in New England, every media outlet in the world is going to be there. Everybody's going to be there because everybody's going to want to see that. And I can see AJ just screwing with people and it's like, you know what? I'm not going through them drills today. That would be hilarious to me. That would be hilarious. Just one last middle finger to the media. Like, you know what? I'm not feeling good today. I'm gonna rest today. I would love that. I would absolutely love it. Because y'all know me, I am not I'm a fan of AJ. So, but I understand that he got to go, but with some of the treatment from the media and stuff like that, it would be hilarious to me if he just gave the middle finger to the media and just decided not to practice. I would crack up. But in any case, Alfredo, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think he got 2 years left. I still think he's the 1,000-yard receiver, but I think maybe not this year, but next year, because you got to get acclimated to your new surroundings and your new quarterback. So, and then you still got all of the other little idiosyncrasies that you got to deal with. What if somebody gets hurt? His ball is different. He's got to learn their offense, all of that type of stuff. So, and that's the other thing. And nobody thinks of this right now, but we've gone through 2 camps. You had the mini camp, now you got OTAs, and I would be curious if AJ Brown is looking at anybody's playbook. I'll be curious about that. Does he already have the iPad for New England? You know what I'm saying? So he can get a head start. If, like, look at it like this. If they know the deal is about to be done, if they know the deal is going to get done, would he not have the plays? Would he not be studying? Would he not be watching film? Now, there's no way we can know that unless somebody hacked the system and, pull records from the server and see who's watching what. But that's the question that I ask. So I don't know, Panda. Listen, anything can happen. Everything is on the table. Everything is on the table. So, maybe he's on his honeymoon right now and he ain't thinking about nothing. You know what I mean? So, it's just funny to me, and it gets to the point where you just like ready to get it. All right, let's get it on and popping. Make your move if you got to make your move. Ain't no hard feelings, AJ. I wish you the best, but when you come through Broad Street, we're gonna have something for that ass. That's just how I feel. Wish you didn't have to go, but I understand why you do. But when you come to Philly, let's get to getting. So, Makuba and Cam look good out there. Yeah, Tiff. I knew, man. Listen, Makuba. I just saw some highlights today of Makuba before he got hurt, and I was like, y'all forget how good he was as a rook. So Makuba's gonna be all right. Makuba's gonna be all right. So I really want to get a chance to see what Makai Lemon can do. Be able to see him in the. I can't wait to be able to go to on a couple of practices. I know they usually have an alumni day for us at practice, as well as the alumni game. Usually that's when they have the it'll be a joint practice in Philly. So at least that's what they did last year. We'll see how they do that again. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Tiff, I think he's gonna end up in New England. I think I mean everything I just don't see like it's been gearing for this all year, and all of a sudden they pull an emergency brake and go in a different direction. I just don't see that happening. But it's possible. But it's absolutely possible. So good pass, Natasha. That girl is fast, man. That girl is fast. All right, Chicago trying to make a comeback. It's one digit lead now. Let's see what they do. Vrabel talked to the media today. Did he say anything about Diana? Because you know Vrabel ain't catching no smoke in this on all this nonsense. They want this stuff to go away quick, fast, and in a hurry. So, you know, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if somebody brings that up again, because now they want to shift the focus away from Jackson Dart and Donald Trump. So New York got an issue on their hands for real. Me and Tone talked about that a little bit last night, and it's like you gotta, Jackson Dart just created a problem that didn't need to exist. Lemon had on them go get the money cleats. I didn't see that. So, but it's gonna be fun to watch everybody get ready, get used, get comfortable, understand what's going on. The back shot video of Vrabel will drop on June 1st, right? Oh man. Diana Rossini is about to get paid. My guess is it's probably gonna be on Good Morning America. She's gonna tell her story. It's either gonna be on Good Morning America or 2020. And she's gonna make a couple million off that deal. The ratings are gonna go through the roof. And then she'll be in the situation where she really ain't got to work again if she don't want to. And then she gonna get paid again when she start her first podcast. She's just gonna have to change up a little bit. That's what's gonna happen. But think about it, man. You think about what was the other scandal? What was the girl? Clarissa Shields? What one of the real popular, good-looking analysts, female analysts, she got busted because one of her not safe for work tapes was released. Then you had the girl on the sideline that said she was making up stuff, and then it was something else. So there's been a lot of, not necessarily scandals, but uncomfortable situations or not safe for work situations all the time. But this kind of takes the cake. You see they keep bringing up Britt McHenry and when both of them was smashing Sean McVay, they keep bringing that up, and Sean McVay be over there like, hey, don't bring my name up in this. This is long gone. So you are, but no, hey, that dude looks like a friggin' he don't even look real. I'm with you, Tiff. He does not look real. He does not look real. And the good thing about him is he is going to do exactly what Clint Hurt tells him to do. He's going to do exactly what he tells him to do. No deviation. He ain't going to put his own spin on it. he is the perfect vessel right now because he is trying to absorb everything like a sponge. Because he's got a unique opportunity, and there's nobody in the league that is built like him. Nobody. Not Myles Garrett, not any of them. Now, he ain't got the skill yet, but as far as the build and as far as, being that big and 6% body fat, and like this dude is chiseled and can move. So we'll see what happens. I'm very interested to see him play, especially when he gets in, when he really gets used to what's going on and gets used to having the pads on and really hitting. It's interesting because he's never played ball before. The one thing, and I remember this, and I'm going all the way back to my first year playing football ever, when I was 10 years old, living in St. Louis, Missouri, playing for the West County Vikings. And the first time you put that helmet on, and the first time you get hit in the helmet, just from blocking or whatever, and getting used to that feeling and that sound of like the contact in the helmet and what it sounds like in the helmet. So he's got to get used to all of that type of stuff. But he's gonna be interesting. The quicker it clicks for him, once he figures out and gets pads on and really understands how strong he is and how quick I don't really know how quick he is yet. It's hard to judge that just by him running sprints and all of the things that he does, all of the agility drills. I know he can jump out the gym. I know he can bench press 225 a bajillion times. I know all of that stuff, but it's a totally different ball game when you actually get on the field and you got an opponent in front of you. That's when you can see, because there's plenty of guys that are big like him, but just don't have the technique. His thing is going to be technique, and that's the one advantage he has. He hasn't really had time to develop bad habits. So he's drinking water straight from the source. He's not getting nothing contaminated. He's getting it from Clint Hurt. He's getting it from Jalen Carter. He's getting it from Jordan Davis, telling him exactly what he should and should not do. It's all going to be how quickly he can absorb all of that information. 74-68, 6-point game. Chicago trying to bring it back. You got 2 minutes left in the third. So, Tiff, I don't put too much emphasis on the conversations. The only thing I heard today that I liked was Saquon Barkley talking about doing a lot more things under center, running the wide zone reads, stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, you going to love them zone read runs. I'm telling you, you are going to love that stuff. If our offensive line can block it right, man, Saquon Barkley going to have a field day. And then watch what happens. And this is what I was talking about. Everything works together, right? If we get those zone reads going, linebackers have to respect it. They have to. If they don't, Saquon Barkley is going to have 200 yards every game. They have to respect it. If they come up and they respect it, play action is even better. Play action by itself is even better when you run it under center, not in gun, not in pistol. Pistol's a little bit better than gun, because here's the thing with play action. What you always want to do, you guys might remember when I said a lot of this stuff last year. When you run play action as the quarterback, I want to see that quarterback stick his arm all the way out. I want to see him stick his arm all the way out so y'all can see where the ball is. Linebacker, see ball, get ball. And what that does is it forces the linebackers to come up and make a step. All I need is one step forward. One step is 3 yards worth of space. That's an open receiver in the NFL. So all you got to do is influence that linebacker enough to make him step up to respect the run or step out, or he's flowing one way or the other. Because if it's an outside zone read, that means Saquon's getting the ball as deep as possible and outside the tackle. At the very least, he's got to be in the guard tackle gap. But we're getting them. The thing with the zone reads is you want to get the ball as deep as humanly possible to that running back. You want to give him the maximum amount of space to see what he needs to see. And there is no hole. There's no place to go but where you need to go. That's it. It's a zone read because the zone is for the offensive line. They are blocking zones. Somebody in your zone, you get them. The read is for the running back getting the ball deep. I might have to cut it back. I might have to straight it up. I might have to bounce it outside. That's the read. There is no hole. It is letting a running back be a running back. We had plays like that. I got a lot of yardage when I was in college. We used to have this play called 6 and 7 read. I used to take a hop step. If it was a 6 read, we was going to the right. I used to take a hop step to my left, and that was enough to make the linebackers. It made the linebackers take a step to my left because it looked like a draw play, and I was taking a step to the left and going straight up the gut or at the 1 or the 3 hole. But I would come back over top of the quarterback, and I'm going to the 6 or the 8 hole, depending on what the blocking is. And most times we would, the end man on the line of scrimmage, if it was the tackle or the tight end, would take that end man on the line of scrimmage out, and I would cut off the tight end or the tackle, depending on what our formation was. And they could not stop me. And there was a couple times where I cut that joker all the way back because everybody thought I was going over there. So it's all about what you want to do, and it lets a running back be a running back. And I love it. Saquon is going to absolutely love it if they block it correctly. So, yeah, listen, it's not new. It's not new. I tell everybody, if you want to know the potential of zone reads and zone blocking for your offensive line, go back and look at Terrell Davis with the Denver Broncos when they went to the Super Bowl. Go back and watch that. Watch that offensive line. Watch how they block, and watch how Terrell Davis just tore it up. He didn't even have to do much. All he had to do was follow. Mark Schlereth and them boys on that offensive line, you couldn't stop them. They had the zone read perfect. And it forces the defense to do something. It forces the secondary to make decisions. And what that's going to do is it's going to force the linebackers to make a decision. Then it's going to force the secondary, safety, free safety. They have to make a decision. Are they going to support, or do they have to worry about Smitty and Dontavian Wicks and Mekhi Lemon? Like, do you understand what that does? You got to pick your poison. We right back there again. Remember when we played in the Super Bowl? The Chiefs had to pick their poison, and their choice was, we going to stop Saquon Barkley. And they did a decent enough job doing that on the ground. And we lit their ass up in the air. Jalen Hurts had how many all-purpose yards? 2 touchdowns? 3 touchdowns? Was it 2? 3. 2 touchdowns. He should have had 3, but the ball was a yard too short on that first touchdown. It looked like a touchdown, and we ended up tush pushing it from the 1. So, yeah, man, it's Saquon is going to love it. He's going to absolutely love it. Let me turn this off because it is really stuttering over there. There we go. So yeah, man. Alex Gibbs, zone block scheme, mate. Absolutely. Absolutely. All I need to see is my offensive tackles back, and I'll make the cutoff his back. I'll make the cutoff his back. Y'all heard me talk about I'm sure y'all have heard me talk to tell this story before about Kelsey Mitchell and her dad, how her dad got me to college, and he was my offensive, he was a guard. And the best game I ever had at Eastern Kentucky, we played Marshall at home. I was a redshirt freshman. I had 37 carries, 300 yards. And there was one play where Mark Mitchell turned around and he just said, "Follow me." He just said, "Follow me." And I followed him to 300 yards. And it was mostly on that 6 and 7 read play. They couldn't stop it. Couldn't stop it. So yeah, Mekhi Lemon got that. He got a little swag to him. He got a little swag, and I like that because when you got it like that, that means you have to catch the ball. You have to catch it, and you have to make something happen because he is itching to show out. He is itching to slam the ball. I just hope he ain't one of them guys that it goes to his head and he gets a little bit too demonstrative. And because now the NFL will throw a penalty on you in a heartbeat. So, it's I want to see the kid do what he needs to do. I want to see the kid do what he needs to do. I ain't got no problem with that. So you can be hyped. Just don't get no penalties. Just don't get no penalties. Jalen Carter, we got enough of that. Hopefully he's matured a little bit. I'm thinking he may have got humbled last year with the injury, with the penalties, with the suspension. Because when he spit in game 1 and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that humbled him a little bit. And he just comes ready to work and ready to dominate at nose tackle. Because we got a squad on that. We got a 4-headed dragon on our defensive line, man. And I don't know about everybody else, but let me be honest with you. I wouldn't be that mad if Josh Sweat came back up here. I wouldn't be mad at all. So, Howie, do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. So we shall see. A lot of moves to be made. Next Tuesday is AJ Day. Next Wednesday, I should say. So I'm planning to do a live stream on Monday going into Tuesday because I believe a deal's going to happen June 2nd. Because remember, he has to be traded after June 1st. It's not on June 1st. It's after June 1st. So I'm guessing June 2nd, 12:01 a.m. So we'll see. I would love to see Mekhi Becton come back. Absolutely. I'm with you 100% there. Milton, I wouldn't mind it, but if it doesn't, okay. But definitely get Mekhi Becton back here. Definitely get him back there. Who's the offseason workouts you talking about? You talking about Saquon? You don't think it's gonna happen June 2nd or 3rd? I think it will because whatever they're gonna do, they want to get it done as soon as possible because everybody has to get acclimated with whatever that deal is. If he's going to New England, guess what? He got to get to New England to get some stuff settled. So it benefits everybody the sooner this gets done. That's why I think it might be. And then everybody went crazy when the Chargers plane flew into Philly, and you ain't heard nothing else about it. So, yeah, Ojomo, yo, them Nigerians, man. Bro, them Nigerians. They're warriors, man. So, yeah, Frado, Howie's price has got to be met, but we'll see. Howie good at making them deals, man. He is good at making them deals. That's the one thing I do not worry about whatsoever. Have Howie Roseman say he gonna get it done? Damn it, he gonna get it done. That's the one dude you do not have to worry about, man. That's for sure. You do not have to worry about Howie Roseman. What is going on with this? Delete. Is this private? I don't know. So yeah, man, it's Howie will take care of that price. I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. Just bring me up in the 10th when AJ's still on the team. That's a bet. Bet. Uh Uar may have played rugby. No, I think it's the other guy, the other Nigerian dude that played rugby. It wasn't Uar. It wasn't him. I don't know what he did. So press videos with a private, yeah. I disagree. I think the bar is so low for the offensive line because they played so bad last year. And plus, um, Becton knows what to do. Becton knows what to do. He crossed that threshold. He was hurt last year. So that's the other thing. How bad was he hurt? How much has he healed? And that's the last thing we need is to bring somebody in that's damaged goods. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful with that. But that umbrella is above everything. You get staying healthy. So Tiff Stalin is not the only coach, but Stalin is, in my opinion, one of the best assistant coaches in the league in all of football ever. I think he was that good. I think he was that good as a teacher of offensive linemen. Stoutland University is a thing. You think only people from the Eagles talk to Stoutland? Stoutland got people calling him from everybody in the league. Just like remember when we had remember when Sean Desai, we had Sean Desai as the defensive coordinator, and everybody was running a Vic Fangio style defense. There's a reason why everybody wanted to run the Fangio style defense, and now we ain't got the man sitting next to the man. We got the man. We got the dude that created it. We got that guy. We got the man whose name is on the side of the building. We got that guy. We got the professor. We got the guy that created it. That's how good Stoutland was. Same way. There's people and coaches that take what Jeff Stoutland teaches and they try to teach it to their people, the talented 10. You take 10 people, you teach them, and then you get them 10 people to teach another 10, and it so on and so forth. That's what you want to do. But in my opinion, Jeff Stoutland was platinum, Tiff. I'm sorry. Jeff Stoutland was platinum. No, he's not the only coach, but I would argue to find you somebody better. He was that good. And remember, and he said this because we was all out of sorts. I was in my feelings. Everybody was in their feelings when the Eagles fired Jeff Stoutland. The Eagles did not fire him. Jeff Stoutland said himself, it was time for me to walk away. He said that. He didn't feel like learning a new system, everything that had to do. He had to change his philosophy on how he coached because we were going to zone blocking and stuff that he really didn't do. So he decided rather than to learn a bunch of new stuff at my age, I would rather just walk away. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And I've said this before, as much as I love Jeff Stoutland, I always say this as a preface to what I'm about to say. I love Jeff Stoutland. I did not want to see him go. I thought he was untouchable. He's the best offensive line coach in the business, period. Full stop. However, it was his responsibility to get Cam Jurgens out of those games when he couldn't block because he couldn't walk. We let Cam Jurgens, in some situations, Lane Johnson's 75% because he nicked up is better than some other people's 100%. We didn't get that from Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens was on the struggle bus. And I'm not saying that as a dig or an insult, because anybody who has ever had back problems, I've had back problems, getting tackled funny. When you're on the bottom of a pile, especially you the ball carrier, people do some crazy things. They want to bend you up and fold you like a pretzel if they can. The one thing that the one thing that running backs hate the most is when somebody misses a block on the offensive line and they catch you 1 and 2 yards in the backfield when you don't have any momentum and they get you in the legs. So you still standing up, but you can't move. And you know that there is a defensive end, there's a linebacker or a D tackle coming to clean your clock. Literally. You can't go down. It's hard for you to try to go down, and somebody's going to take your top half off while somebody is holding your legs. That's how you get decapitated, because that's what it feels like. So why did Jeff Stoutland not take Cam Jurgens out the game? All I need is a reason. If the reason was backup, Brett Toth wasn't ready, or if we move Brett Toth to center, who's going to back up Dickerson when Dickerson wasn't 100%? There's got to be a reason. But it can't be, I just believe in Cam Jurgens, because Cam Jurgens couldn't even walk. And he was getting beat every week. It was getting bad. So as the offensive line coach, that was his responsibility to make that change, and he didn't. That's my only, I guess, criticism for Jeff Stoutland. But it could be a reason for that. Maybe Brett Toth couldn't move from left guard, and the other backup center just wasn't up to stuff. I don't know. But I know there was a reason, and I know that was his responsibility. So, you like my background? I ain't pulled this out in a while, man. I had one with all of the NFL teams on it. I got to get back in this program again, man. I got to come up with some new graphics. This is, yeah, I'm a nerd, man. So this is one of the games that I play. It's called Dystopic, and basically all there is no point to this game other than to create these monolithic Blade Runner-esque type cities and decorate them. And there is an in-game camera where you can record a flight path of the camera. And that's what I did here. I just looped the flight path, and then I added like the WNBA stuff. I might have to make another one for the NFL, because yeah, it's cool. I like it, man. And I can fly through the city and get close. And like the one thing you don't see is it's like if you see way in the background, like way here in the background, all of those are like little flying cars and stuff like that. So I nerded out in this stuff, man. So I'm gonna have to make another one, a new one for the 2026 NFL season. So, but I appreciate it, man. I love compliments and feedback on my graphics, bro. I love it. So one of the things I was working on tonight, I was working on some new transitions. I was actually working on new transitions for the WNBA stuff, but I'm going to use that for the NFL stuff and my Pro Fan Talk content as well. Yeah, just some new stuff on the horizon, man. I'm really, I'm trying to write scripts. I'm trying to up the content game a little bit more, because one thing I noticed is everybody is doing, when I first like seriously started podcasting, doing my channel, and I started out doing like the Spotify audio only traditional podcast, and then eventually I made my way to YouTube. But when I started doing that seriously, I was at the end of the beginning. We were still in the beginning phases of people doing podcasts. A lot of people were doing them, but there wasn't really a lot of people doing them. You just saw the people that had jumped and got into space first. And what happened was you just got used to seeing those people. I used to watch Philip DeFranco and I forget, there was a couple from Cherry Hill, New Jersey that got real popular, but they used to do other prank channels. They were a couple and they would always do pranks on each other, all that type of stuff. But I used to watch all of that stuff, and it never occurred to me like, man, you should be doing this. When I first started watching it, it never occurred to me like, man, you could do this, man. Talk about football and the Eagles. And like, I had to get to that place. And I always kicked myself because when I started doing podcasts, I remember calling Mike Quick, because Mike Quick is our Eagles radio guy. Like, hey, I was trying to get some advice from him. And he gave me some advice, but at the time I was working 2 jobs and I was working at Apple. And I got my full-time gig, and I did Apple part-time because like I said, I'm a nerd. So Apple wasn't work for me. Apple was fun. And I was making good money. But I didn't have a lot of time. And because of that, when I first got into doing the podcast, I remember telling myself I did not want to do video live on YouTube because I didn't want to edit. Never occurred to me one time back then, like, well, why don't you just go live and you don't have to edit? Never crossed my brain. And then when I started, then the pandemic hit, and then everybody started doing podcasts. And I was still doing my audio podcast, and I just kicked myself because if I'd have gone live on YouTube like I'm doing now, I would probably be at close to 100,000. So, say all that to say, I'm always trying to find ways to up my game with the graphics, with some of the stuff that we talking about. Because now we got so many people that's jumping into space. You get every time an ex-athlete decides he don't want to play, he hooking up with his boys and they doing a podcast. So I got to figure out how I got to step my game up, because I'm still an ex-player, and I believe that I got something good to say. And I got a good squad right now, but I want that squad to be bigger. That's why I say it in jest, but like I always tell y'all, I was like, hey, next time you show up in the chat, bring a friend. Tell your cousins and your play cousins, everybody. So it's all always trying to step my game up, man. Always trying to step my game up. You see me about to start a podcast? Hey, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Start a podcast, because that's where she's gonna have to live. You see what happened to Joy Taylor? Joy Taylor, she on the struggle bus. She got a podcast and it's working, but like, Joy Taylor should be bigger than what she is. The girl she used to do the podcast with, they ain't rocking together no more. So she doing her thing solo, and people still like Joy Taylor, but she lost a lot of shine. She lost a lot of shine, and she's not. It just ain't popping for her like it was before. So, it is what it is. So don't be surprised if Joy Taylor start doing podcasts like in 2-piece bikinis and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, sex still sells. That's keeping it 100. And her looking the way she looked, watch. But I hope she don't do that, because I don't want to hear Jason Whitlock go. I can't stand that dude. Yeah, people troll her, but they still watching. If they trolling, they watching. That's how it goes. Yeah, Taylor Rooks. Taylor Rooks had to get out of there, because that was gonna mess up what she was doing. You know what I mean? Coach, outside of Jalen and Cam, who's the most important player on offense? That's a good question. Probably Devontae. I gotta say Devontae Smith, because Devontae is the new number 1. So Devontae Smith has got the number 1 headband, bro. We talked about that the other day. So he's got to be the number 1. Yo, you said Jason Whitlock is Uncle Ruckus. Oh my God. Whitlock, he was Uncle Ruckus. That's hilarious. But yeah, Smitty's that dude. Smitty's that dude, man. Smitty's that dude. What's up, Art? What's good with you, bro? O-line was on the struggle bus, but it was Mailata who was healthy. Yeah, Mailata had his issues too. Mailata was dinged up a little bit, but for the most part, he was healthy. I just wish they would have started Brett Toth more games. But I don't know what the situation was with our backup guard. We had to do something. It couldn't have, we should have just we should have made moves. So it's water under the bridge now. You will always love a good Boondocks breakfast. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I caught a that's why I joke when I say Google be listening. Because didn't we talk about the Boondocks before? My wife likes to watch she watches them Tyler Perry shows, Sisters and The Oval and all that kind of stuff. So I told her I was going to show her that episode of the Boondocks where Granddad got on a Tyler Perry play. It wasn't Tyler Perry, but it was Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry tried to sue him for that episode too. Yep. Yeah, everybody wasn't good. Everybody wasn't good. So that's the biggest thing right now. If we can stay healthy, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I know it's a big if. We got to keep big man Lane Johnson on the field at all costs. That's what we got to do. So let me be honest with you, Tiff. I can't stand them shows. I watch them because my wife watch them, but she gets mad at me because the whole time I'm watching them, I'm complaining because I'm like, that's the stupidest shit. Like Zach is stupid. Danny is stupid. Like I go through the list. Like, why would she do that? Why the girl gonna be a lawyer and every time she walk into the office, she got her titties out? Why is Danny? How come he don't listen? How come Zach don't listen to nobody? How come Fatima, you know, I just laugh at it in the Oval. I can't take that show seriously. But she likes it. So, you know, she like it. I'll sit in there with her for a while, and after a while, I'm like, I can't. It's just so bad. So bad. I used to watch the Oval because one of my friends, Vaughn Hebron, his son was on that show. Vaughn was my roommate with the Eagles. We were running backs together back in '93 with the Eagles. We were both undrafted free agent rookie running backs, and we both made the team at the same position. That never happens, and we did it. So we still friends to this day, and that's his son. And I think his credit is listed as Vaughn Hebron. He played the Butler's son or whatever. I think they killed him off now, but yeah, that's my boy's son. Yeah, you don't play with Fatima. And they got their own show now, Zatima or something like that. So she told me the new one. What's the new one with the woman that owns the strip club, the male strip club? She said she saw that. She said that was absolutely horrible. So but yeah, I can only last about a half hour with that, and then I got to get up and go do something else. It rots my brains. So, give whose number? Vaughn wore number 45. We were 45 and 46. So, yeah, Vaughn was good. Vaughn ended up, he hurt his knee. Then he got picked up by Denver. He ended up winning 2 Super Bowls with Denver. He was with Denver with John Elway and them down there when he won his Super Bowls. Vaughn was down there. Yep. That was my roommate, man. Me and Vaughn used to be tight, bro. So yeah, me, Vaughn Hebron, James Joseph, Heath Sherman, and Herschel Walker. We were the running backs that year. Me and Vaughn Hebron rookie free agents. They already had Saran Stacy from Alabama and Tony Brooks from Notre Dame. And we took their spots. They couldn't cut Tony Brooks because he was hurt, but he was milking the injury, so they wouldn't cut him. So yeah, Seth was my captain, my defensive captain when I was here. Yeah. Dude, I was with the last piece of that gangrene defense. Seth was the defensive captain, Clyde Simmons, Byron Evans, Eric Allen, Andre Waters, Wes Hopkins, Gerald Nichols, Keith Millard, William the Refrigerator Perry. We drafted what was his name? Lorenzo. Can't remember. He was a defensive tackle we drafted in the second or third round from Colorado. William Thomas. Me and Willie T still tight friends to this day. Matter of fact, I called Willie T 2 days ago because me and Willie T used to play golf all the time. All the time. Me and Willie T used to play golf like 2 and 3 times a week. Yeah, I saw that, Justin. I don't care. I don't care. I got a thing about rankings. Rankings is clickbait now. That's why they do it so early. What sense does it make to put out a ranking about where quarterbacks are when they going through OTAs? What have you seen in OTAs that would make you come up with a ranking? It's all clickbait. And he knows that. Everybody that's putting out these stories about Jalen Hurts, he does the same thing every year. And my thing is like, why are y'all worried about rankings? And we ain't even at preseason yet. Rankings mean absolutely nothing. Rankings is nothing but clickbait, and you trying to feed the masses to watch your show. Chris Sims ain't stupid, and he's done this every year. He'll rank. I just don't think Jalen Hurts is that guy, or I will pick 10 other quarterbacks before I get to Jalen Hurts. He does that every year, and every year it stirs up a firestorm of people jumping on social media and saying, you know, how wrong he is and he don't know shit, or the other people that, you know, that agree with him. But it's all traffic. And he does it every year. So like, I don't put no stock into any rankings. My rule is I offer no rankings until we are going into week 5. That's my rule. I need at least 4 games. I need to see my squad for 4 games. That way I know what tendencies are. I know where we are consistent. I can say where we like to throw the ball. I can say which players are running the best. Is our offensive line looking good? Do we need to change some things up? What does our defense look like? Can we cover? Can we tackle? All of that kind of stuff. You need at least 4 games to see that. So I don't offer any opinions on whether we look good or not until we are going into week 5. And anybody that tells you anything different, they lying to you. Look at what we did when we went to the Super Bowl. We had to change everything going into week 5, where the offensive lineman had to go to Sirianni and say, hey, tell your boy we got to start running the ball. The rest is history. So I don't get into the lists because Chris Sims is always the first one. Then it'll be another ex-quarterback on some podcast or something like that. He'll come out with his list. Then ESPN will have the list. Then Get Up will have the list. And then Stephen A. Smith will have a list. And then it'll just keep going and going and going. Mark my words. Mark my words. These are the 2 buzzwords for preseason in the NFL. These are the trending topics for the NFL going into the preseason. Jalen Hurts, the A.J. Brown trade, and Shedeur Sanders. Those stories will always generate traffic. So everybody's going to have something to say. You see what's going on up in Cleveland. It's crazy up there. Todd Monken is shutting reporters down, and it's nuts. So now it's an open quarterback competition with Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. So Jalen Hurts, the A.J. Brown trade, Shedeur Sanders. Those are the top 3 trending stories. And whenever a new bit of information decides to come out about Vrabel and Rossini, that's guaranteed traffic. So if you go look at Chris Sims' Twitter page, and whenever he put that list out about his quarterbacks, go look at how many views it's gotten. That's exactly why he does it. He does it every year. Every year. So that's how the sausage is made, man. So I ain't mad at him. I need to make one myself. Shit, if it's gonna generate that traffic, facts over figures. Yeah, Katias, I said that. I don't know. You ain't heard hiding her hair of the Seahawks. Super Bowl champions. Reigning the current Super Bowl champions. You ain't heard a peep about Seattle. Only the people in Seattle talk about Seattle. Don't nobody else talk about the Seahawks. Nobody else. So, yeah, don't get too caught up in lists and all that kind of stuff. It's all clickbait. It's all clickbait. Hell, I didn't even know the Seahawks were selling the team. Are they going to stay in Seattle? I don't know. So the news I was paying attention to today was the Jackson Dart stuff. And I heard this stuff about Brian Flores. The Supreme Court or whatever courts are saying Brian Flores can go ahead with his lawsuit against the NFL for wrongful termination. That is huge. They don't talk about that enough. So, because he was blacklisted in my opinion. And remember, they fired him because he tried to tell him he didn't want Tua as a quarterback. And he was right. He was right. Yeah, he's speed running into Aaron Rodgers, right? But he ain't that good. He definitely ain't that good. So, they're gonna run their stories and they're gonna get the fanfare stirred up and do what they gotta do. So it is what it is. But all right, y'all. I think I'm about to land this plane, go get me a snack, and I'm gonna chill out. So I'm gonna keep working on my graphics. I'm gonna have some more stuff next week. I think I'm going to do an addendum to my theme song. I love that theme song. I'm going to try to expand it a little bit, change some of my lyrics because now we passed preseason, we passed the draft, so I got to update it. But I ain't gonna lie, that theme song I'm rocking with now is the best I've ever done. Yes, it's AI. I wrote the lyrics. Anybody knows anything about AI? You don't just type a prompt up and AI spits it out. Sometimes it can take 30, 40, 50 times before you get what you want. So I'm hoping it'll keep everything the same and I can just add some more lyrics or something like that because I do not want to change that theme song. My theme song is fire. I'm sorry. My theme song is fire. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna land this play, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna have some more stuff this week. Working on getting my graphics updated, so you'll see some differences up there. You'll definitely see some differences, man. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. And again, my theme song is fire. You about to hear it again. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Check me out on Pro Fan Talk. Check me out on Pro Fan Hoops. That is all my WNBA content and WNBA action over there. They're growing too. I'm at like 880 subscribers, working my way up to 1,000. Just trying to build it. So I will probably have some more content for you tomorrow about OTAs. I'm trying to get Big Barrett to come on again and get some more guests, man. We're going to get it done. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. And I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. I might matter of fact, let's do this. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a live at lunch tomorrow. So stay tuned tomorrow at lunch. I usually go right around somewhere between 12 and 12:15, and I'm only going on for like 45 minutes because it'll literally be on my lunch break. So I'm like about getting it in quick, get you done so you can, clock back in, wash your hands, finish your sandwich, whatever you got to do. So, but I will try to do a live at lunch tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all have a good night. Go Birds.
Yeah. Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling them uncoachable every single night. AJ in the trade, got me in my fields. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I'll be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Crable and Rossini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so you know he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info, moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Pro fan talk. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk. With the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Pro fan talk. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. With the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all.